Imagine you take a plane in the middle of paradise, Hawaii, and suddenly, hello tequileros, this is Ro. Welcome for another movie reaction. Hello, my name is Ro, and I was a flight attendant for almost 4 years in a domestic flights airline here in Mexico. In 1988, there was an Aloha airline plane that lost the roof, and they made a movie about it. I've been doing these little movie reactions to movies related with aviation, where I can give you a little bit of insight so that you have an idea of why the things that are happening in the movie are happening, if they are possible or not, if there was maybe something that could have been done better, or whatever crosses my mind while I'm watching. Today we are watching the movie Miracle Landing. It was released in 1990. I'm actually watching a version that is available here on YouTube. I will leave you the link in the description box in case you haven't seen this movie and you want to watch it before watching this reaction. Just don't forget to keep the tab open so that you can watch it right after you watch the movie. So, without any more delay, let's get into the movie.
Uh-oh, we got a hydraulics problem. Hydraulics?
I was thinking it was a simulator because the incident was on daylight, so...
Well, I mean, rapid depressurization really isn't a serious problem at 10,000 feet.
That's correct. Good. That was two, Mr. Mallory. Awareness is the key here. Besides, it doesn't make any difference how many major emergencies you're dealt. When you're up there for real, you better be able to handle them in the order of importance. And you have simply got to learn to stay ahead of your aircraft.
Thanks God, most of the times we do not have emergencies, but if we do, you better be prepared for everything coming at you at the same time.
First Officer Tompkins, congratulations. This is to notify you that you will attend Captain Upgrade training beginning May 1, 1988.
All right!
About time.
9 years. 9 years!
You're going to be making history again. You were Paradise's first woman co-pilot. Now you're going to be their first woman captain.
Yeah, like my father used to say, no one ever expects an airline pilot to be a woman. You've always got to prove it.
That was true in the 88.
Oh,
And
Randall!
it is still true.
Those pilots I trained, watching them go off to Nam, I still wish that I could have gotten a combat command.
I'm glad you didn't. You did everything the Air Force ever asked you to do.
Yeah, but I always wonder, how would I have measured up?
I guess we all wonder, you know, how would you react on an emergency or in his case on combat?
So today was your last flight as first officer, huh?
No, I'm gonna give it one last shot tomorrow from the right seat with Roy.
Yeah?
It's our last chance to fly together.
Which flight?
243, the last 3 legs.
243, that's my flight.
Oh, great.
Yeah. To Captain Amy Tompkins.
Well, I knew that the first officer was a woman named Minnie, and I knew that she was on her way to become captain, but I didn't know that was her actual last flight as a first officer.
Tell you what, since this is your swan song as first officer, why don't you make the Hilo to Honolulu run, too?
Sounds good to me.
I wonder what that means in Hawaiian, because in Spanish is like string, like thread.
Cheesecake. You're wicked. Oh, but we love you anyways. CB?
I couldn't.
Every time I eat something lately, it goes straight to my hips. That's because
Sibin is not only the chief of the cabin crew, she was also one of the oldest, she's also one of the oldest employees in the airline.
Hi. Hi, excuse please. Excuse please. Make room for Tui. Thank you. Hi.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. Aloha.
He's so friendly, just saying hi to everyone.
I'm Tui. I dance at the Leaky Leaky. You ever seen me?
No, I don't think so.
Too
I
bad
like
for
it.
you.
It's a
Uh-oh.
seatbelt extension.
Can I help you?
I'm not sure. You have a bigger seat?
Not exactly, but I think I can get you a belt extension. Could you tuck your bag underneath the seat, please? Thanks. Cindy?
What are you guys doing here? I thought you were on your honeymoon.
We're on our way home. Jeff has to get back to work, and Paradise has me scheduled to fly this weekend.
Oh, me too. I've got to fly every weekend this month. So how is it, guys?
Great, but too short. We went to YPO Valley.
Ah, that's just perfect. Isn't that the most beautiful place in the world?
Well, we wouldn't know. We never left the room.
To fasten the seatbelt, insert the clip into the buckle. To release, lift up on the buckle. A card located by your seat will acquaint you with the safety features on board. We recommend that you review the card before takeoff. There are 6 emergency exits.
Jeff, pay attention. I hate it when I'm doing this
Yes,
and no one pays
pay
attention.
attention, please. Interesting. They didn't have the orange sticks to signal the plates. Interesting. How they did it at night?
Is everything all right?
I don't think so. Up there.
Sorry, the acting is not really good. Might look a little bit over the top, but that is called an explosive decompression, and that is actually how it will be. Like it will feel like chaos, you know, like wind is rushing everywhere, a little bit of mist is forming because of condensation in the air, and you need to grab your oxygen mask as fast as possible, because usually the time that you get between you lose oxygen or proper amount of oxygen and the moment that you lose consciousness is just seconds. Depending on how high you are, it could be as little as 15 seconds.
It's no use! Listen to me! It's no use! The system's gone! It blew away!
That's right, they didn't have oxygen in the mask because part of the system is controlled in the ceiling, so if you have no roof, the whole system is gone.
Paradise 243, 20 miles east of McKenna. Rapid cabin decompression, descending out of 19. Declaring an emergency. Over.
In a situation like that, a plane will need to go down super fast because you need to come back to an altitude where the air is breathable.
In-flight start envelope. It's okay. Press lever. Close. Start switch.
They are using a manual not because they do not know what to do, but because during an emergency you might forget or switch steps. So it's very important that you follow procedure as needed. So in case, instead of relying on your memory, you have manuals to guide you through the different kind of scenarios that you can have.
Are you afraid?
Always. But you do it anyway. Because if you don't, some of your buddies might get hurt. You just do what you have to do and hope it all works out.
But what if it doesn't?
When it doesn't,
There's a phrase I love.
run get your
Be
mother's
brave
money.
is not about not being afraid. It's about conquering your fear and do what you have to.
Jane, can
I hurt so much. Just lay still. It's gonna be okay.
During an emergency, we are trained to look after ourselves first, our crew members after, and lastly, the passengers. Why? Because I am sure that I can help, and I am sure that my colleagues can help. I need to make sure that the people who can actually help me keep everybody safe and alive it's all right. So after making sure she was all right is when check on her colleague. And she's preparing the cabin for a water landing. That's why she asked them to pull the life vest under the seat and put them on, just in case.
Okay, Tom, I got everything. Attention all personnel, we have a 737 inbound with a depressurization problem, landing on runway 2. Let's get going.
Every single airport has a first responder team, you know, ambulance, firefighters, everything that you might need. No matter how small the airport is, they will always have an emergency team there.
Put it on! Okay. What do I do with it? What do I do with it? I don't know what to do with it! Wait a minute, I'll put it on!
Scary.
Hold on! David! Are you okay? Oh, God! Now, buckle up and listen to me. We're gonna be all right, do you hear me? Now, don't pull on these unless we land in water. Only if we land in water. We're gonna be okay. Do you hear me? Okay. We're gonna be okay. Okay, we're gonna be okay.
A huge part of a flight attendant's job is to keep everybody as calm as possible. Reassure them they will be okay. And yes, that part is true. The crew, not the crew, one of the girls, her, was going up and down the aisles making sure that everybody was safe. I mean, seatbelt strap on, the life vest put on.
Put her life vest on!
Your wife needs help. Can you help her?
Gonna make it! Just hang on!
All right.
We're gonna make it!
All right.
Fighting for your life at the same time that you're helping others. Just crazy. Yep. Imagine a plane like that is like so fragile in that part that doesn't have the roof because all the structural things are just gone. It could just easily crack.
I'm gonna try calling the cabin again. Michelle! Michelle, do you hear me? Jane! CB, anybody back there, can you hear me?
They obviously cannot hear her because the communication system with the back part of the plane is on the roof. If you don't have a roof, you don't have communication. That's gonna be scary to see the mountain so close.
I'm not gonna crash.
And she still is going up and down the aisle, reassuring everyone we're gonna be fine. That's so cool.
I've got 2 green lights in the main gear, no nose gear!
Try it again.
The light's still off! The nose gear won't come down!
Especially with a plane as damaged as the one that they have, the nose gear is super important.
Try the manual override.
Got this! The indicator light's still off!
Release the handle.
I did!
Okay, so they have two situations here possible. Either the front gear, you know, like the landing wheel is not down, and that's why the light is not indicating it, or the indicator is just not working because the cables flew away.
Chief 1, this is Tower. Just heard from inbound 243. Souls on board 94. Transmission broke up. We couldn't get a fuel estimate. We're probably looking at something in the neighborhood of 1,500, 1,600 gallons.
Maybe he was able to dump some of it before they crossed land.
No way. The 737 isn't equipped with fuel dumping capacity.
You're kidding.
And the good news is, it's all stored in the wings.
Yeah, wonderful.
We'll keep you posted.
If they don't have the front gear, it's very possible that they can break a wing and therefore have a bigger explosion.
I'm working on it. It's tough with only one engine that gets this much crosswind.
Number 2 engines continuing to overheat.
50 miles of chewing metal has that effect.
You know, the aerodynamics of the plane are not functional. Part of the wind is being diverted by the nose, but part of the wind is still getting caught inside of the overture of the plane, so...
The last 2 items on the checklist are landing gear down, flap 15.
We're going to have to improvise. Give me a V-speed for a flap 5 landing.
It's not in here.
Check asymmetrical trailing edge flap. There's a formula for it.
Imagine being in the middle of an emergency and have to do math. That's a pilot's job.
My God. The cabin roof's ripped away. Wait. The landing gear. I can see the landing gear. It's down.
The front wheel can be down, but if it is not locked, the moment that they touch the ground, it's just gonna go back up.
Paradise 243, you're coming in pretty hot. What's your landing speed?
170 knots.
170 knots, that's 200 miles an hour. They'll run out of runway.
If they land faster than appropriate, they run out of runway before they can finally, you know, like stop. They have to go down and grab their ankles so that if there is any kind of, you know, like parts of the plane or more things flying around, they have the least possibilities of getting hit.
Hold on to your ankles. Down, down. Keep your heads down.
Head down, everybody. Come on, listen to her.
Grab your ankles. Put your head down, David. All right, everybody. This is it.
And she's protecting her colleague with her own body. Yay! And it was locked.
Speed brake. Number 2 thrust reverser on. Flaps going to 40.
Now they are trying to stop that plane with everything they have. They are not going for a slow stop. They are going for a put the brakes in as fast as you can so that we don't run out of runway. Which I think they will. Or not? No! Oh, wow! They not only landed perfectly, they also did it inside of the runway.
I wish I could help.
No, you don't have to help. I've got everything taken care of.
Where's CB?
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Cindy, get the stair door for me. I'm gonna take Jane down the slide.
Oh my God.
I'm surprised that the flight attendant that was flying as passengers didn't jump in to
No, it's
help.
all right. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
All the people that you see that is burnt is because of the air, you know? Like, air can be so aggressive that it tears away your skin. It's like a burnt.
You all right?
Yeah. It's CB. She didn't make it. Look at that.
how did they make it? The title is correct.
As a result
Miracle.
of the heroic efforts of the personnel on board, Flight 243 was terminated with only one fatality.
Okay, that was great. I didn't cry. Yay! I didn't cry. If you haven't seen my reactions before, I am very emotional, and movies tend to make me cry very easily. But movies where I can relate with my real life as a flight attendant, it touches a nerve that always makes me cry. Well, not in this case, but I did learn about this incident before during my formation as a flight attendant. This was one of the cases that they used as an example when they were training us for a cabin pressure loss. This incident is referenced for procedures many times because they did their job so well. Okay, I will correct myself here. Not they, Michelle, because she was the only one that was not incapacitated during the flight. I'm not really sure how the laws of other countries work, but here in Mexico, we have to have one flight attendant for every 50 passengers that you have, so that you have enough people to deal with an emergency. But in this case, as you saw, there were 3 flight attendants. One of them, Sibi, went flying out. They couldn't find her body. And the other 2 flight attendants were also injured and bruised, but one of them was severely injured and she couldn't do anything else. So fortunately, they didn't have a full flight, because if it had been full, there would have been more people that were pulled out of the plane in the moment of it's an explosion, although there is no fire involved. And also that was good, because when you only have one flight attendant that is awake and able to do her job, 80 passengers is still a lot of passengers to take care of by yourself. And she did it. I'm like so impressed with her. This case was a lot less traumatic for sure than United 93, and a lot more work for her than it was on Sully's movie. Because there were 3, even if one of them was injured, but she could move and do things. In this case, she had to take care of all the passengers by herself, and it's not easy. I'm pretty sure, like, people couldn't hear her very well, so she couldn't shout the instructions from one row and expect for the next 10 rows to hear her. She could probably get herself here in, I don't know, 2 or 3 rows tops, because there was so much air and so much noise already. I used to joke when I was working that they do a psychometric test at the beginning because they needed to certify that you're crazy, because sane people do not get into a plane several times a day knowing all the things that could happen so happily. We need to be crazy. We need to have something wrong in our brains to be willing to do that. And you know, after an incident, still jump in and continue to work on that is like, I don't know, it's super impressive. Oh, and going back a little bit with the subject of the female pilots, it still holds today, you know, like a lot of people still get really surprised when they walk into a plane and they see that one of the pilots is a woman. It's like, she's flying? Like, well, yeah, she's a pilot, so yes. I remember one time we had the captain and the first officer, both of them were women. And people just kept popping their heads on the cabin, trying to, like, you know, confirm what they were seeing. And it's like, it's 2 women. We were like, yeah, welcome aboard. Take your seat. Keep walking. They're women, yeah, but they're pilots. That's the important part of this. It was both funny and annoying that people still think that certain jobs are for certain gender. Anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed this movie. I hope that you have fun and that it was not too scary for you. I mean, it is scary, but learning that the pilots are trained and capable in these situations, and knowing that the flight attendants are going to be there to save you, also making sure that everyone is as safe as possible, will give you some peace of mind the next time that you have to take a plane and go somewhere. I hope that you have enjoyed this video and that you have learned something you didn't know before. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I know that there are a lot of you that are watching me and haven't hit that subscribe button yet. And don't forget to click on the bell to get notifications every time that I upload a new video. Hey, would you like to learn a few flight attendant secrets? You might want to check out my Never Have I Ever Flight Attendant Edition over here, or maybe something of my new content over here. Whatever you choose to watch, thank you so much for watching this video and see you next time. Tequila Princess out. Bye!